Welcome back, my fearless friends, to another journey into the unknown. Tonight, we venture deep into the woods, where the line between reality and the supernatural fades away. These are not just ordinary woods. These are the haunting grounds of a malevolent presence, one that watches from the shadows, waiting for its next victim. This is the story of the Watcher in the Woods. It was supposed to be just a weekend camping trip, a chance to escape the city and spend time with friends. But the woods they chose, Black Hollow Forest, were infamous. Stories of disappearances and eerie sightings were common, but the group dismissed them as folklore. They would soon learn how wrong they were. As the group set up camp, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows. Mark, ever the skeptic, laughed off the tales of the Watcher. But as night fell, the forest grew eerily quiet. The usual sounds of wildlife replaced by an oppressive silence. They gathered around the campfire, telling ghost stories and roasting marshmallows. But then, just as Sarah began to tell a story, they heard it. A rustling in the bushes, just outside the circle of light. "Probably just a deer," Mark said, trying to sound confident. But Lisa wasn't so sure. She had felt it all evening, a presence, watching them from the darkness. Despite the unsettling feeling, they decided to explore the woods a bit further. As they ventured deeper, the rustling grew louder, more deliberate. The trees seemed to close in on them, the path growing narrower. It wasn't long before they realized they were lost. Mark, usually so confident, was baffled. The map made no sense. The compass spun wildly. Panic set in as they realized they had strayed far from the campsite. The rustling was now accompanied by faint whispers, whispers that seemed to call out their names. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, and the rustling was now all around them, as if the forest itself was alive. It was then that they saw it. Eyes, glowing in the darkness, watching them. The eyes were everywhere, surrounding them in a circle of glowing orbs. They ran, desperation driving them deeper into the woods. But no matter how fast they ran, the eyes were always there, just out of reach. The whispers filled their minds with fear and confusion. It was as if the forest was guiding them towards something, or someone. Just as they were about to collapse from exhaustion, they stumbled upon a clearing with an old cabin. Without thinking, they rushed inside, slamming the door behind them. The interior was dark and musty, but for the moment, it felt like a refuge. The footprints were fresh. Mark, driven by fear and curiosity, approached the trapdoor. Despite the others' protests, he pulled it open, revealing stairs descending into darkness. Without a word, he began to descend, the others reluctantly following. The room was ancient, the walls lined with carvings that told a story of a dark ritual, a summoning of something evil. The altar was covered in dried blood, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. They had stumbled upon something far older and more evil than they could have imagined. Mark was the first to fall, collapsing to the ground, as his mind was overwhelmed by the terror. The others followed, one by one, as the Watcher claimed its prize. The last thing Mark saw before the darkness consumed him was a shadowy figure emerging from the gloom, a being of pure evil, its eyes glowing with an insatiable hunger. When dawn broke, the forest was silent once more. The clearing where the cabin had stood was empty, as if it had never been there. The group was never seen again, their fate just another mystery in the dark history of Black Hollow Forest. Some say the Watcher still roams the woods, waiting for its next victims. So if you ever find yourself lost in the woods, and you feel like you're being watched, you probably are. Thank you for joining me on this chilling journey. If this story made your skin crawl, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of terror. I'll be back tomorrow with another story that will keep you up at night. Until then, stay safe and beware the Watcher in the woods.